Hello, my name is James. I'm cybersecurity faculty here at Mohawk Valley, and this time on Meet the Club, I happen to be joined by Wyatt from Illinois Institute of Tech. Wyatt was one of the leaders for the team last year, and the really awesome thing about Illinois Institute of Tech is that they were able to defeat all the other teams at their regionals, made it onto our national final, and won the finals. So congratulations to them, and certainly listening to Wyatt, I'm really excited to hear what he has to say today. And so Wyatt, maybe just to start there, we could say, what was it like for you from your position to compete last year, not just at the regionals, but also make it onto the finals? And maybe just share a little bit about your experience with that.
Well, it was definitely unexpected. Going into it, I did not know what to expect from the competition at all. I really didn't know much about what it was going to be like. So we got to regionals and things went pretty well, and I was very happy. I had no expectations of winning the finals. I figured, well, everyone else is probably going to be better at this. And then, on competition day, we just somehow managed to absolutely blow our expectations out of the water.
And if I recall correctly, like your team, Illinois Institute of Tech, was one that part of the reason why you guys obviously won was you didn't just do well at just the CTFs, you also nailed it on the services side as well. And it was kind of the combination of those two elements. So I guess diving a little bit more into the details here, do you remember what specifically you worked on? Did you kind of do a combination of both? Like, what was your overall team strategy and how did that play out?
Well, we had about like three people doing solely CTF, and
Hmm.
then the rest of us were either a mix or doing solely services. So I
Hmm.
was pretty much mainly on services, although during the lunch period and such, I did try and help out as much as I could with the CTF just to get some of those tougher challenges through. Um, the services though were my main focus, and I was particularly like doing the active, like kicking the red team out and securing specific things.
Now, having said that, you said that you were like no expectations, didn't really know what was going to happen. So I guess a little bit more of your background specifically, and perhaps then by extension your other teammates. Like, are you a cybersecurity major? Are you computer science? Like, what was the makeup of your team and you specifically?
I specifically am a computer science major, but cybersecurity has always been a hobby of mine. Most of us are some type of computer or cybersecurity or engineering, but not all of us are explicitly cybersecurity.
That's really interesting to hear how like there's a mix and that the fact that you guys were able to like as a team do it what sounds like a really balanced and organized, divide and conquer and go after the various points. Um, as someone who kind of went around to some of the different team channels and just spoke to some of the teams throughout the day, it was very obvious which teams were like meshing and working well together and which were just like this is crazy. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm trying. And it's like, well, okay, hope you're having fun. But clearly that little, lack of organization was making a big difference as the day went on. Is that fair to say that you guys were able to do that and that was a contributor to your success, or do you think there was some other secret sauce that made it happen?
Yeah, I think we were pretty organized. We had specific people doing specific services or challenges, and then helping each other out whenever necessary. And
Okay.
back on the background question, I think the most useful thing that like I have from my personal background was having a lot of Linux experience and working in
Hmm.
that environment because I could know how to tell when the red team was running processes that I wasn't expecting and
Hmm.
end them and look for what services should be on the system and what shouldn't.
Okay. Now, is that something that you've gained from classes or just hobbies and interests, or how did that like fun foundation come about?
Generally just using Linux for like hosting servers or for like personal use or something like that. Not really classes.
Hmm. So did other teammates go to you for guidance and help, or was it just nope, I just stepped up and this is I saw something that we needed to do and kind of went for it?
It was a mix. Like if somebody was having trouble with something, I'd check in, and we'd ask each other questions about doing specific things on Linux or figuring out CTFs. So I mean, it
Hmm.
was really a distributed effort.
And did you get were you guys like all physically in the same lab or were you
Yeah,
remote?
we were all in the same room together, so that was definitely useful for collaborating because I could just look over at someone's screen, no
Hmm.
problems.
there definitely were a couple schools I remember that like the school itself is an online school. And so they were actually meeting their classmates for the first time by jumping in a Discord channel with them at the competition. And so I can only imagine the, taking that, even just those little bits of organization of getting together ahead of time, so you can communicate in that way. That sounds like it's really effective. So, okay, well, I guess kind of transitioning from what happened this past season to what's happening this upcoming season next spring. Is this something that's on your radar? Are you thinking about it yet? Are you guys preparing for it at all? What are you doing here in the off season?
We've just been doing other competitions in the meantime. And I think we do plan to compete again the competition. I don't know if I personally plan on competing,
Mm-hmm.
maybe, most likely. Um, but yeah, we did a few other competitions. I did NCL
Mm.
to prepare on the CTF side. We also did Hivestorm. We I think we were going to do CPTC, but that fell through. But yeah, we've just been doing a lot of other competitions.
And so this is that's just the club culture that you have
Yeah.
going on there is let's
So
take the initiative and make it happen. Or do you have a faculty who's leading you? How's that dynamic
uh
play out?
so our NCAA team was just a collection of members from the Cyberhawks club on our campus, and we just do anything cybersecurity.
Hmm.
So we just see whoever's interested in doing something and make a team for it.
Yeah, that's really cool to hear how it's everyone just kind of shouts it out and make the team and let it happen organically. I always like to kind of hear about those things and see how that goes. And I guess uh, as again, just kind of a little bit more personal, what track you're on. I'm always trying to see like what's motivating students and kind of where they're going. You said you were computer science. Where are you in your progress towards getting your degree, and what does some of the outlook look like after that?
I'm like a second or third year, and I'm not really set on any specific career path I want to take, but I have a specialization in game design as well. Um, but I mean, really anything. I really enjoy cybersecurity, so that could be a potential field.
Mm-hmm. And so the game design, what about it? What about game design kind of really caught you and trapped you in that? Or is it just no, I just like playing games and energy drinks and Mountain Dew is awesome. So which category do you fall into?
I mean, I've always been a fan of like programming for games, so I think it kind of just made sense because that's the game general like only really game major that we have.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's fair enough. And as someone who I guess personally has kind of dabbled in all of the above, both building my own little games and some of the things you actually see at the competition and doing cybersecurity, obviously, kind of here for a living, I'd say once you've got that programming background and that security background, you can go in a lot of different directions. So that's the future is bright, and I hope you can continue capitalizing on the opportunities that you do have. So, um, but Wyatt, having said that, I want to appreciate you for taking the time to share your insights and your experiences of what happened this past season, and definitely as a call out to everyone out there. If you see Illinois Institute of Tech in your region, what you should do is immediately try to sign up for another region because apparently they've got a whole bunch of all-stars there that no, play the game on hard mode, try taking them on. Definitely if you see Wyatt, tip your hat to them for winning last season, obviously, but realize that we got some serious competitors. But also, as it sounds, Wyatt, if you communicated things to me correctly, sounds like it was just a lot of motivation and interest and teamwork is what really made you get across the finish line. So
Yeah, and I think we also got lucky with our strategy. Just we happened to do the thing that got us the most points, which was setting up our defenses very early and keeping things down for a while.
well, hey, if you can accidentally do the right thing, then that I'll call that a win. So, like I said, congratulations to winning last season, and certainly we look forward. Even if not you, if you decide to graduate on to another competition, let's say, we certainly look forward to seeing who will pick up the torch at Illinois Tech and show up this coming spring as well.